so ashamed of her breasts that she lets a Machiavellian psychopath cut them off.
How dare you!
But I was not a member of the IRA.
Get a couple of dozen of your mates and go down to that Buckingham Palace and kill the old bag.
Big Mike il capo.
Gran Mike el jefe.
ビッグマイクとチーフ、ミクマイและหัวหน้า
Big Mike and the Chief.
Action.
Hello.
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 Yes.
We're back.
Yes.
Yes.
El Chifo.
El Grande.
Miguel Grande.
Yeah, Miguel Grande. We're back.
Miguel Arroz Grande. We're back. How
You're
you
back
getting
from
on?
Edinburgh. I'm back from rehab.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You went to rehab?
No.
For cookies?
Yeah, it was guess it was technically a rehab from the pod, I guess.
Yeah.
From you. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
a break. Not that I needed
Whoa!
it. Not that I needed it, but it was...
You're addicted to meat.
Yeah.
Addicted to Mike.
There's a slug on the ground.
Is there?
Yeah.
This place, actually, I was actually looking earlier on. The spiders have really gone fucking wild in here since we've only been gone a couple of weeks, and the spiders have gone mental. I knocked down.
Recording their own podcast.
Huh?
Recording their own podcast.
They've started their own. They're starting their own little web series.
Whoa!
Come on,
There we go.
easy, Mike.
Yeah, you missed that, didn't you?
Sharp as ever.
Yeah.
I came in and you can see there. Look at how many dead flies are after catching. Can you see that?
Yeah.
And I saw they had a little fucking death row of fucking like just this one long fucking spider web that came down, and it was just absolutely packed with flies. It was like fucking.
Right, so it was like a genocide.
It was like cartel killings. You know what I mean?
Okay, yeah.
Where
They're
they pile
sending
up
a
the bodies.
message.
Well, they're sending a message to all the other flies. Can you see any flies going around here now?
No, that's a good point.
Very fucking. They fucking murdered them,
They
lads.
did, yeah.
Like, I was just thinking about it earlier, because you think about a spider, and I think about a spider, and I don't think necessarily it's the most clever creature.
Why not?
Well, I just don't. I just think he's a stupid little spider. What do you know? But and I would never, I would never, like, if I was looking for an opinion on something, or I was looking, like, if I had like a problem or something, like, I'm never ever going to go to a spider with it. But I was thinking then, if you look at the intricacy of the webs that they make and stuff, like, they're little fucking operators. You know
they
what I
are,
mean?
yeah. They're very they're skilled.
Yeah.
But only in one department.
Right.
Which is making webs.
They've no emotional intelligence.
Yeah, they're what's the words?
What's their is webs their love language?
Probably, yeah. Like, do they
What's your love language?
I don't
Stealing.
know. Stealing food, I guess.
Yeah?
Yeah, food. What's your love language?
Coming, is that one?
Coming? Right, okay.
I think, is coming one?
Yeah, I guess so, yeah.
It's coming then.
Yeah.
Me
okay,
coming.
You coming. And then
Me coming is how I
fuck
show
everyone
you
else. I love you.
I love you.
Mm.
Is me coming.
So that's how you tell your parents you love them.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
All right, yeah.
But it makes things very... I haven't seen them in a while, and I've been asked to stay away.
Yeah, that makes sense, yeah.
And I think it's my love language.
Yeah. But, like, if you said you wouldn't go to a spider for help, then who would you go to for help?
Well, I tell you, one of the reasons is because, if you remember, I brought up a few episodes ago, Henry Monk was a fella that used to work on my farm who, like, used to eat
the eyes of the cow.
Well, yeah, and he used to eat way more than his fair share of butter every dinner time.
Yes, yeah.
But he used to kind of like enlist a kind of a cabal of spiders to kind of like set little traps for us, me and my brothers, because he didn't like me or my brothers because he said we were always hiding his Welligans.
Right, okay.
Which was actually Wellingtons. He was saying it wrong.
Wellingtons.
Every day he'd be like, where are me Welligans? Like,
did he have like a brain injury? Why does he have a brain injury or something?
Well, it certainly wasn't the case that he was too smart.
Right,
he wasn't too bright.
Yeah.
But so what he would do is he seemed to enlist a small cabal of spiders on our farm,
right,
to set like traps for us, like, so like if we were going around the corner we'd go into like spider webs, and then we'd see Monk kind of whispering to us, but Jesus Christ, oh no, this is on my head, I thought a spider.
You thought it was a spider. Yeah.
I got really afraid there because I
mistook you for a fly.
I thought Henry Monk's after getting in here, and
right, okay,
he's after getting, but yeah, so anyway, I can't look. I don't know. I can't prove it. That
Hmm.
it seems unlikely that Henry Monk was able to communicate with spiders. But
Hmm.
I would see him whispering to spiders, and then next thing we'd be caught up in the spider web, and he'd be sniggering away.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Do you
And
ever try to get your eyes?
Huh?
Like Shelob in fucking Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, like Shelob in Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
So that was his. That was his way of getting back at us was kind of mobilizing an army of spiders against us.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But then another time, then I saw him. I can't. This is. Do you know, sometimes you're thinking, is this a memory or is it a dream?
Okay. Yeah.
But I saw him trying to. This can't be right. But he had caught a few spiders in his hand, and he was trying. Was he shoving them up his own arse and being like, lay some eggs in there.
To what end?
I don't know if he wanted to harvest an army of spiders in his anus or something.
He wanted to be a mother.
Maybe that was the closest thing he could have to being Henry Monk could have to being a mother or giving birth.
Yeah.
So maybe it was a maternal urge, and maybe it was him kind of. Maybe he was the first trans person I met.
Yeah.
Was
okay.
Henry Monk.
That's yeah.
Is that possible? But anyway, like I said, I don't know if
He
that
couldn't
was...
fit it. He couldn't fit a live baby in there.
Well,
or like a baby born baby doll toy.
Yes.
So he just like the next bit some spiders.
So maybe he saw himself as a mother of spiders, or he wanted to, like you said, feel out like what it was like to be a new mother.
Yeah.
And I think this could be, like, again, it's hard to recognize dreams from memory.
Yeah.
And Freud spoke of that. But I believe he was lubing up his asshole to fit the spiders in with butter. Again, with butter.
Oh, okay.
And there is literature that suggests we have taste buds in our asshole.
Really?
Yes. So that's why if you eat a lot of spicy food and then you feel like your shits, you can taste.
So you can taste your.
You can taste the spice with your asshole.
Right. Yeah. Well, now.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know.
You're not a scientist.
I'm not a scientist, and I'm not an expert.
You're a man of science, but you're not a scientist.
Man of science. I'm a Scientologist.
Yes.
But I feel like there's taste buds in
science friction
in your ass. Oh, there we go. Science
if
friction.
you don't put lube up there, it will be
science friction.
Yes.
But the taste buds on the asshole.
Yes.
Do you ever put drugs in your ass, like ecstasy?
I haven't done it myself. Fizz bombing, I believe it was known by the young hellions of my day.
Right, fizz bombing. Okay,
yes.
Right.
Where they would cock their anuses sunward, and they would, much like a witch would enter an ingredient into a cauldron, they would pop an ecstasy pill into their bum.
Tape it to the back of a spider and then send it in.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like a drug mule up their anus, crossing the border of their asshole. Yeah. But they would, but then the drug itself would kind of like foam and froth, and there'd be a bubbling sensation, much like Vesuvius at the rim of their arsehole. Like, so it'd be kind of like have you seen the movie Pacific Rim?
Yes. Yeah.
I was hoping you hadn't. I haven't. But was that about volcanoes? No,
it was about this guy's. I could be wrong now, but it was.
Remember, it's a very thin line between dreams and memory. So
right. Well, I
think it's a line
the movie I saw
thread
was
here quite often.
This guy who got a rim job on a boat in the Pacific.
Yeah.
That was the Pacific Rim.
And that was the movie The Pacific Rim.
Yeah.
I'm thinking the one that it was Guillermo del Toro and Idris Elba starred. And I certainly didn't get the indication from the trailer that that's what it was about.
Right, okay.
But maybe again, it's like a thin
the
line.
Oppenheimer Barbie thing. It's an interpretation of.
Well, you got confused with that whole thing.
And the people got angry.
Well, there was people in the comment section. So you went to Barbie.
Yeah.
And you had thought you were going to Oppenheimer.
Yeah.
And you didn't realize for most of the film you just had thought that
Christopher
Nolan's coming at this story
from a different angle.
with a different angle and certainly an original take on the tale.
Yes.
And we had posted a clip of that, of course, and I would have thought that what we would receive there was actually a lot of people saying, hey, that happened to me too. You're not alone in this.
Yeah.
I see you. You've been seen, Chief.
Yeah.
And don't think yourself a witless baboon for this cinema faux pas.
Yeah.
We've all gone into the wrong movie before and never realized it was the wrong movie. That's happened most of us, but people were actually quite rude and cruel to you.
They were. I mean, I mistook. There was as well the Indian Alan Jones debacle that was a few episodes ago.
Yes.
I have a habit of doing that, but I did end up. I was like, I need to go and watch Barbie with fresh eyes and not think it was Oppenheimer.
Yes.
So I saw it 2 days ago, and I thought it was excellent. I did have a problem. I did have a grope with it though.
A grope.
A gripe.
Well, you've
A
said
grope.
grope. Grope stands
was-
in the court of. In the shed of truth, you had a grope with it.
I had a grope
So you,
with.
you,
Yeah.
you tried to molest. You tried to grab the
I
tits
gra-
of the movie.
Yeah. I was. I
You
saw.
made a
I
pass,
saw.
a
In
boob
fairness,
graze.
I saw it in 3D.
Right.
Yeah. So that's. I'm not victim blaming, but
You fingered Ken.
I fingered Ken and South Ken.
Comedy Club.
Yes.
There's a place here.
And so anyway, so I went to see Barbie, and it's a very progressive movie, which is good. Feminist stuff, but I thought it could have been more progressive
Yes.
because it
Why was
presents-
Barbie white?
Exactly.
I thought that was BS.
That was BS. She
BS
should have
in my
been.
book.
What would she?
She should have been a combination of colours to represent
just
everyone.
a smorgasbord of race.
Yes.
Mm.
No, I think they should have divided her up in terms of. I think yes.
Give her a
Have her face white.
Face white and then a black.
Black. Well, just the
Elbow.
best parts of everything. So
Yeah.
white face, Asian brain,
Yeah.
Jewish pockets.
Jewish nose.
Whoa!
Whoa! What?
Easy now.
Okay.
What's that about?
Well, you said something anti-Semitic.
Whoa!
And then I just
pockets.
yeah.
But they're the greatest seamsters in the world.
Oh, I thought you meant pockets, deep pockets, because of money.
No, why would you
Oh,
think
okay.
that? That's
okay.
No.
Well, isn't Asian
That's an
brain?
unfavorable. That's an uncharitable.
Isn't the Asian
interpretation.
brain?
Huh?
That's a stereotype of Asians that they have.
That they have wonderful
That
brains.
they have wonderful brains.
Yes, but is that not a kindness we're doing upon the nation of Asia?
Okay, I guess yeah.
So
and then they get the maybe the Indian brown work
Indian
ethic.
brow.
Indian brow.
An Indian brow.
She works in a call center.
Right.
And then she gets the black
heart. The beautiful black heart.
Beautiful black heart.
Yes. A brand spanking new beautiful black
and what about
heart.
the legs?
Huh?
What about the legs then?
I'll
I'll give her black legs actually.
I'd give her black
Make
legs
her
as well.
fast.
I'd say we give her
Mo Farah's legs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mo Farah's legs, because so then she can do
What about the
long
tits, though?
distance. Huh?
Oh no, give her a black booty. So they've got the best booties, don't they?
They do, yeah. But I think I suppose that's like to me that's like an Asian brain, and like can't be offensive if it's good, or can it?
I think that's.
I think people do get offended if you say like, you know.
But like, in my understanding of it is that I can't see how the big, because like the big black dick thing on men.
Yes,
that's considered a negative stereotype because it's not necessarily true. But like, black ladies have the nicest bums.
They do have the nicest
bums.
And
that's coming from
a gay man.
A gay man.
A gay
so
man.
it's an astute observation.
Yes.
So
and a lustless observation.
It is.
You've got no skin in the game.
I've got no skin in the game.
You're an interested
White
observer.
Skin. But so yeah, you get the black lady's ass.
Well, all I'm saying is this:
right.
for Barbie to only be one color, is surely
it's problematic.
Is surely problematic.
Yeah.
From my standpoint, and when I saw it, I sighed audibly in the cinema.
And she should have had a penis as well.
Huh?
She should have had a penis.
Yes. Yeah. Absolutely. So yeah, Barbie wasn't trans either. No. Yeah. So that
there was a trans Barbie in the cabal of Barbies.
Yes.
She was the author, I think, or Yeah, that she was one of them. I can't remember who.
Yeah.
Anyway, so my gripe.
Your gripe. That was my gripe.
Okay, that she wasn't
my
a smorgasbord of races.
Different races.
Okay.
And genders.
Okay. And so mine was that they present gender in a very binary way.
Yeah.
It's Ken and men, and then Barbie and women. And there's no mention of like, because it's for a progressive movie, you'd think that they'd maybe shoehorn in a little bit of the whole like gender's social construct.
They, them.
You can they, them and stuff like that. So
Theminism.
You're
Thank
on
you.
fire today.
Thank you very much.
And
Merci.
yeah, garçon. I don't know.
Gracias.
Bibliothèque, but the
Si. Arigato.
no, arigato. Yeah, konnichiwa. And so then I was like, so they needed to have a moment in the movie where, I don't know, the little girl was like, oh, is it, can a Barbie become a Ken?
Yes.
And then Elliot Page, because there's all the cameos. John Cena's in it.
John Cena's
Dua
there.
Lipa, Rob Brydon. All
Brydon's
these
there.
random people.
There's a lot of people there.
So they could have thrown in some cameos. They could have had, that there's a moment where they're like, oh, can Ken's become Barbies? And then Caitlyn Jenner comes out and she's like, woo! You know, tits and her dick or whatever. And she's like, yeah, look at me, I did it. And then
can Barbies come Kens? And then
Elliot Page
comes out.
And then it's like,
and then is everyone going to be happy? Then wheel Jordan Peterson out.
Yeah,
and be
exactly.
Like, no.
And just, that's a real...
Yeah.
And then...
Can you just eat beef?
Yeah,
for dinner? And then just wheel Jordan Peterson out. Oh, no.
Yeah.
And then,
Can you have a conversation without it devolving into...
semantic
breaking
nonsense.
down the meaning of
every
every word in every single sentence. And then it's like, what if, can you be a Barbie and not a Ken? No, can you be not a Ken or a Barbie?
Yeah.
And then Sam Smith comes out and he's like, woo!
A Fisher Day.
Yeah, Fisher Day. And then, Fisher Price.
Yes.
Well, no, it's Mattel. Anyway. So then Sam Smith comes out and they're all like, hey, there wasn't any of that,
Or as we know him as Sam Smut here
Sam
on the
Smut,
podcast.
that's a callback.
Because we certainly weren't fans of what he did.
No, at the Brits.
At the
or whatever
Brits.
the fuck. Grammys.
Yeah.
And so then I was thinking as well.
I called him the Brutes after so he did.
Grammy Smith. Apple.
Yes.
And so then I was thinking as well, right? So then Gosling goes off to the real world.
In Gos we trust.
Yeah. And he goes back to, what do you call a baby swan? They're Gosling as well, aren't they?
A baby swan.
It's a Gosling.
A swanling.
Oh, where am I getting Gosling from? Anyway, so he goes back to real world land.
Yes, real world land.
Then he comes back, and I'm surprised that he doesn't come back. And it's like, you know what I mean? Like they could have gone further into the, because he's going. I suppose the time frame he goes back into is it's nowadays. But if he'd gone back to, say if he'd gone back to like, instead of them, it's convenient that they land in LA when they go back to the real world. Because if they landed in fucking
Kazakhstan,
the Middle East or something, totally, Ken's going back to Barbie land being like, we can fucking hit these bitches. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they can't drive.
Yeah.
Get a fucking burqa on them.
Yeah.
Like, they're very lucky that the car went to fucking Barbie land. That's because it'd be a totally different movie.
Yes.
If they just landed in the Middle East.
If they went to Somalia, he comes back as a pirate.
Yeah. Barbie,
I am the captain now.
Yeah. Barbie doesn't have a clitoris anymore. Well, she doesn't have a vagina anyway in the first place. But
no, but they would have put one on just to take it off.
just to prove a point.
Just to prove a fucking point.
So, fucking, that's what I was thinking.
They would have stuck a bit of gum on it and just cut just to
make a
symbolic.
Point. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So yeah, I hear what you're saying.
That was my gripe with.
So you were you upset? You were upset by the movie.
I enjoyed it overall.
Yeah.
And it made me cry at one point.
And do you think Greta Gerwig did a good job on the directing?
Greta Gerwig, I think she did. Yeah, and Noah Baumbach.
Huh?
Baumbach was involved as well.
Noah Baumbach.
Yeah.
He was
bareback. The Squid and the Whale. I think. The Squid and the Whale.
Yeah, no, he did The Squid and the Whale. He did Frances Ha. I don't know if you ever saw that. Great little movie.
Yeah, and Greta Gerwig stars in Frances Ha.
Greta Gerwig.
Greta Gerwig, yes.
Stars in that. That was also, he did The Meyerowitz Stories.
Yes.
A Marriage Story.
Oh, wow.
So that little bit of kit. So so they wrote it together and they're in love.
Oh, are they?
They're lovers.
Right.
They lie down on top of one another and and orgasm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fantastic.
They fondle at each other's bits, and they write great movies together. And it's turned out to be one of the biggest smashes of
the all time.
all time.
What did you think of it?
I loved it.
Yeah.
I loved it. Now to call a spade, but this is my takeaway from the movie, because obviously there's a feminist message to the movie, which I thought was the most palatable feminist message I've ever experienced.
Oh, absolutely.
And why I will say that is because I thought, do you know when people make like kind of like have a go at a gender, but it's just wrong?
Yeah.
It's just like, you know, you're
It's
just
punching
like,
down.
Yeah.
You know, when women attack men, it's punching down.
It's
you know?
punching down, because we've got
We've got nothing now.
Jordan Peterson said we die at war, and most of us are in prison.
Yeah, and kill ourselves.
Yeah, and more men are raped apparently.
Yeah,
According to Peterson, by Jordan Peterson.
Yeah,
he puts up a lot of them numbers himself. He
yes,
doesn't have
I
that.
think so yeah,
Doesn't have that in.
Yeah.
And
suicides as well.
And the suicide. So we're very hard done by.
Yeah.
And but I thought they nailed what's funny about men. Like, you know, we are tick fuckers. And like the stuff with the acoustic guitars and our just general carry on. So I thought it was very funny.
Yeah.
The way, like, I thought they lampooned men in a very accurate and funny way.
Yeah.
And also, like, to call a spade, after I watched the movie, like, I'm like, do you know what? Like, the men stole the show. Like,
At the end, I mean, you mean...
in general, I thought, like, as in, like, if you're asking me, if I watch Barbie and you're like, who would you rather hang around with? The fucking lads or the Barbies? I'd be like, hanging around with the lads. Lads seem like unreal crack.
Yeah,
Do you know what I
exactly,
mean?
yeah.
Like,
it seemed like way better fun when the lads were running the
They
show.
were such good crack.
Yeah.
And they were having like that, you know, and he's like, I'm Ken. Else I'll be a 10.
Yeah.
It's so good.
So
and then
good.
when they're like, what was it? That's that great. I'm Ken. And then like the backup singers come in and go, and I'm enough. And I'm great at doing stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
Yeah,
great.
yeah. Oh, it's great.
I thought these boys are, even when they're singing their little acoustic guitars and stuff, I was like, the boys are fucking,
Yeah.
the boys are absolutely
Oh,
great
fuck.
crack.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think the message of the movie essentially was,
Boys are great.
the lads are a laugh.
Yeah, they are.
They're funny.
They might...
We're thick as shit,
Yeah.
but we're funny.
I think the movie made me a feminist, though.
Huh?
The movie made me a feminist.
Well, you're going to have to explain that. And this is coming from possibly the most
biggest misogynist.
I know. This is genuinely the biggest misogynist I know.
Well, I came out with
Robert Chief Moriarty.
The Chief Moriarty, the chief of misogyny.
Yes.
And I just came out and then I was like, you know, I just apologized to every single woman
Yeah.
that I was walking
Did you write
around.
Mohanty a letter?
Huh?
Did you write Mohanty a letter?
She was the first one on the list. I
You
called her as soon as I got out of the cinema. I was like,
Did you?
I apologise, Mohanty, for all the misogynistic jokes I've ever made.
And locking her under the
I'm
stairs
terrible.
that time.
Yes, yeah. Well, she deserved that.
Yeah.
But I if you had a song now, you're like, how does the song go again? My name's Ken.
Oh, I'm Ken.
I am
Any-
Mike.
Yeah. Anywhere else I'd be a dyke.
I don't know how the rest of the song goes.
Yeah,
But
with something like that.
yeah.
And of course, I mean, when I say dyke, I mean in terms of like a small dug hole between two fields, which is the agricultural use of dyke.
Okay, that's what your use on the farm was when
That's
you were growing
absolutely
up.
right. Well, there is, because we used to have, my father has a phrase where he said, you're as mean as dyke water. That's what he'd say if you were tight, like that you didn't like spend the money.
Mean as dyke water.
You're as mean as dyke water.
Right,
Which,
okay.
if you heard that now, you'd think dyke water, you'd probably think,
Fanny juice.
or
Lesbian tears.
lesbian tears or lesbian piss.
Yeah.
But it wasn't that.
Right, okay.
So history hasn't really been kind to that phrase.
Has your
but-
father seen Barbie?
No, I think my father would like disintegrate in the wind if he saw Barbie. I think
Yeah.
I think he would just like break apart into different particles.
Yeah.
He wouldn't love it, but I mean, I thought it was the funniest movie I've seen in years. I was howling laughing.
Yeah.
I thought it was hilarious.
Yeah.
Amazingly done. Very visually fun.
Yeah.
Fun songs.
Yeah, great songs.
A lot of fun little songs.
Great, there's the Billie Eilish song. I've been listening to it since the movie came
Which
out.
one's that?
What it's called What Am I Supposed to Be?
Oh.
And it starts playing at the end when the montage of all the little sexy kids are running around. Do you remember that part at the end?
Yeah.
Where Margot Robbie's having like a fucking acid flashback.
Yeah.
And it's
She
like,
was in Vietnam.
yeah.
Yeah.
And there's this song, and it's amazing. And there's all these little girls running around, and it's like shot on Super 8, and the song starts playing by Billie Eilish, and it's fucking.
When you were in Barbie, did you feel like, okay, it's finally okay for me to be gay?
Yeah. Well,
Like, can you ever enjoy being?
there's no gay Ken.
There wasn't a gay Ken, was there? But I
Yeah.
think Michael Cera was like.
He's a paedophile, I think. In
But
this.
I think that was a bit odd because it was like Michael Cera's character was like the pro Barbie guy.
He was a paedophile.
But then,
That's-
but he was kind of just creep. I guess they're trying to. Were they making out he's gay? Was that what they were trying to make out? But
Well,
that
they did a very fucking bad
but
job.
they
of
definitely did because he was such a pedo.
It. He was a very pedophile.
Very
character.
pedophilic character.
Just lucky there's no
Pedophilic.
fucking kids in Barbie Land.
Huh?
Just lucky there's no fucking kids in Barbie
Well, I'd say
Land.
there was, but he raped and killed them all.
Yeah. They're all under fucking Alan's porch.
all under Alan's porch.
They're all
Fucking
buried
hell.
on the beach.
Yeah. Did you see? Do you have another point on Barbie now?
No,
No?
I've got
So, did you see this whole thing about the Spanish man kissing the Spanish?
Oh yeah,
Did you see that?
I saw that, man. I've
What
jerked
the-
off to that a million times.
Did you whiz one out?
No. I
Did
was
you
just
crank one?
Making a quip. I
Oh.
was So yeah, what did
Whipped
you?
cream, huh?
Whipped cream.
Yes.
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 Well, I saw that. I called my father for counsel on the issue
Right.
because I said to myself, "Hey, now I've had an initial reaction to this,
Mm-hmm.
and I'll seek counsel from a sage elder."
Mm-hmm.
So I called my father, and my father said, "Sure." He said, "Wouldn't you? There's many a young one who'd love to get a kiss."
Right.
So his kind of angle was, "Hey,
Be
You-
grateful.
you've gotten a lovely little smooch there
Mm.
by a man who has a good job, mortgage,
Mhm.
health insurance.
Yeah.
He's after giving you a good smooch there,
Yeah.
straight on the pecker, and you're kind of biting the hand that feeds in a little
Yeah.
bit of a way.
You just won the World Cup.
You've just won the World Cup,
You're getting a kiss that you didn't want. A surprise kiss.
a surprise kiss, surprise at your birthday. You won the
Yeah.
World Cup. Now you're getting a smooch,
Yeah.
a beautiful smooch on the lips.
Mm-hmm.
You're full of jubilation. Your cup runneth over with joy.
Yeah.
And then you're going to turn around and say, "Hey, you pissed in my pocket there, old friend, and I didn't want the smooch."
Right. So that's your opinion or your father's opinion?
Well, so my father said to me, he kind of put that in my head, like is it a case of her being ungrateful? Then I did hear my mother scream at him in the background.
Right. You
Uh,
never kissed me.
Huh?
You never kissed me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You never surprised me with a kiss.
Do you think your parents still?
Huh?
Think your parents still?
Play 25s.
Yeah.
Have an old game of Uno.
Mm.
I don't know, but
Go fish.
my father is a kind of a horny man.
Right.
So I'd say he's pushing the envelope there one way or another.
Right.
I'd say now,
Either with the animals or
look, it's someone's getting it,
yeah.
and it's a kind of thing of like to spare the calves.
Something with a harpy is being
Something
penetrated by your father.
one
on
of
that
God's
farm.
creatures is being treated to
man or beast.
treated to a sordid 3 minutes by my father, one way or another.
Father's spud laden
By
schlong.
my father's agricultural
Cock.
scepter,
Bogger cock.
his bogger cock. No, I don't know what my parents. I hope they are.
Yeah.
Because I'd hope that everyone's being kind of made happy. But they're from a generation like that of kind of the women are from a generation of kind of duty. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, Barbie.
Huh?
It all comes back to Barbie.
It all comes back to Barbie a bit.
Mm.
But there is that kind of thing of like it's your wifely duty if
Yeah.
and sure that's. I mean, it was God that said that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, if a lady is saying, "Hey, that's bullshit,"
Yeah.
if they're saying, "Hey, I don't want," that's a load of shit. Says, "Well, sure, take it up with fucking
Take it up with the big man.
Moses, like."
Yes. Yeah.
Do you know
yeah,
what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not. We didn't make the fucking
We didn't
rules
make the
here.
rules. Yeah.
have an old chat with John the Baptist.
Yeah.
This is not my. Do you
Yeah.
know what I mean?
It's not our. What's
This
the
is
words?
not my jurisdiction.
Purview.
Purview.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So my father, one way or another, he's the seed is leaving him
Mm-hmm.
and it's entering something.
Mm-hmm. The land is fertile.
The land is. Sometimes I think he might just. I wouldn't be surprised if he, because he is like my father loves land and it borders on lust, and I wouldn't be surprised if he dug a little hole for himself
Yeah.
and
Bog
actually
porn.
penetrated the land.
The land.
Yes,
The-
and impregnated the land,
Yeah.
much like your episode in that forest.
Yeah.
Yeah, was
Yeah.
that? Did you do that? Because I know when you were saying you wanked in the forest. You didn't wank in that suicide forest in Japan, did you?
No, I would have now if I was by myself, but I wasn't. I was accompanied by 2 of my friends.
Right.
But
You
if I
did
was
go
by
to it
myself,
though, didn't you?
I went to the Aokigahara Forest.
Yeah.
In Japan, where Logan Paul famously found a dead Japanese man hanging.
Yeah.
And so yeah, we went to that forest, and yeah, the night before we went, I was on Grindr,
Yeah.
and I matched with this guy, and he was like, "Where are you going?" And then I was like, "Oh, I'm going to the suicide
A
forest
Jap.
tomorrow."
A Jap.
I
Did you match with a Jap?
Oh, careful there now.
Jap's
Is
eye.
Jap? Can you say Jap?
Is Jap bad? I actually don't actually know. This, I suppose.
Captain Jap Sparrow.
Captain Jap. Jap Stam.
Captain Jap Sparrow.
Yeah.
The Japanese Captain Jack Sparrow. Oh my god. This is the day you will always. You almost caught Captain Jap Sparrow.
Oh, fuck.
Oh god, we're in trouble now.
Oh, we are. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
The Hunch Jap of Notre Dame.
oh, for fuck's sake.
Oh, that was a yeah.
That was
Oh,
a
that
sta-
was
you
that
were-
was
that was a stab in the dark. You didn't
for
really.
some reason I thought
Yeah, I know.
there
it
was
didn't
a
really rhyme.
there was
yeah.
a Jap something
Yeah.
in there.
Ah, you're all right.
Sorry.
Before now we go for a night jap. No,
Oh.
but so tell me, you were in the suicide and you'd been on Grindr the night before.
Grinder.
Grindr. You'd been on Grindr.
So we I
Yes.
was on Grinder. I feel bad for this now because I was chatting to this guy, and he was like, "What are you doing tomorrow?" I was like, "I'm going to the suicide forest to kill myself."
You said to him
I said to him, "Yeah,
in jest or
in jest, yeah."
Yeah.
And then he didn't like the
gesticular
joke.
cancer.
Just you're on fire today.
Hey, there
man.
we go.
There we go.
Come on.
Oh fuck! So gesticular cancer.
Yeah.
That's 10 points to Gryffindor right there. But I am. No, but then he got very angry. Didn't get to find it funny. But we went to the forest anyway, and
The Grindr fella came with you to the forest.
No. No, but we he just got pissed off once I made that joke. But anyway, so we went to the forest the next day, and if you're not going to find any bodies unless you go off the track that you get on the map, you know. And me and one of my buddies was like, "Let's go find a fucking dead body," you know.
Yeah.
And then the other guy was like,
Finding chemo.
Finding chemo. Yeah,
There you
there
go.
we go. Yeah, that's that would be a great. You know, like if some kid has like male adult, whatever, female adult, if they were doing like a GoFundMe to raise money for their cancer or whatever, name the GoFundMe Finding Chemo.
That'd be great. That'd be pretty good.
Yeah,
That's a little tip
Anyway,
for any out there
there
that
you
are
go. Yeah, just a bit of humor, you know, to whatever.
suffering with
Yeah.
terminal cancer.
Yeah, so we went to the forest, didn't find any dead Japanese people, unfortunately, but got some cool photographs and a nice story, yeah. But
Yeah.
but I did, however, have almost commit suicide this week because I have
Whoa!
yes, because I have I wanted to escape the physical pain that I was in.
What the
I have two apparently I have two dead teeth
dead teeth?
in my head. I think they killed themselves. Yeah.
They went to the Japanese tooth forest.
They did.
Fuck.
Oh god.
Committed Sabuku.
Pearly White Harbour.
Jesus
There
Christ!
we go. That was
dude,
good.
That's good.
That's good.
That's very good.
I've still got it.
Good man.
Oh, Maham
Jesus,
Buchel.
that's a slice of
Yeah.
Henry Monk's butter right
Yeah,
there.
and Wyndham Wicca.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
Tommy Crotton's doing the dance
was
on
that
the roof.
good? Pearly White Harbour.
I think it's very good. I think that's as good as it gets, to be honest. I think that's the best thing you've ever said. Pearly White Harbour. Jesus Christ.
Oh, I'm proud of that one now.
But really, they were fucking black tooth down.
They were, yeah. More like yellow tooth down.
Fucking hell.
But anyway, so I I was in excruciating pain for like 4 weeks, and I was just eating
In your arse?
fucking no, my teeth.
All right.
But your teeth, your mouth is your second arse, so I
Yeah.
suppose. So I
Is your mouth your face arse? Is it a face arse?
I mean, yeah, things go into it,
Yeah.
and things come out of it. So
Yeah.
same with your arse.
It's
and,
face
and it
arse.
has taste buds. So,
Yeah.
you know, and
Plenty of shit comes out of your one, that's for sure.
absolutely not with that Pearly White's line, the Pearly White Harbour.
No.
So anyway, and then so anyway, but it got to a point where it was like, I was like crying with the pain, and I was in work on Friday, in the middle of a job, in between 2 jobs. And I was like crying I couldn't even speak with the pain, because when you speak, the air was like whoosh, coming
And you're
in
working as a
touching.
mannequin in River Island still, or not?
yeah, but outside. Yeah, I'm an outdoor mannequin. And then the people just throw rotten tomatoes at me and stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm not even modelling any clothes.
Remember that time? Remember that? What era was that? I suppose medieval times, where you would put your head through that fucking thing, kind of the guillotine thing, your hands and your head, and then just
people just
fuck
throw
things at your head.
Yeah.
That was good crack.
That's good. They should
Why
bring
can't we
that
have
back.
something like that?
They should bring that back.
Like, but something fun like that. Do you know what I mean? Like, so
Or throw something different, or lock them in something.
no, like have them out like that, but
Yeah.
just like. And have that be their punishment. So instead of this whole like, I'm gonna get you fired and you lose your job and all this kind of
keep your
nonsense.
job, but
keep
you-
your job, but you come out and you put your head in the little thing, and we get to fuck like an old pack of skips at
Or
you or
just
something.
come on your face or
Or
something.
just fucking jizz and piss and shit and the whole lot.
Yeah.
Get the humiliation out of the way one day.
Yeah,
Fucking lovely.
instead of losing your job, you just lose your dignity.
Your dignity.
Yeah.
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 Then you're back to work. You get a bit of a slagging the next day.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hopefully no one took your eye out with anything, but if they did, fucking
An eye for an eye.
buck up, get over it.
Yeah.
Do you know?
So I would be down for that.
Yeah.
But so I was in between jobs, and I called my boss. I was like, I can't finish
I can't
today's.
Listen, I can't do this
I
anymore.
can't do this anymore. My teeth. And he was like,
I've had
"You
enough."
okay?" And I was crying on the phone. This guy was like, "Nothing makes people more uncomfortable than a fully grown man crying.
A chief.
It's the best.
A chief tier.
A chief tier, yeah, top tier.
Yeah.
And that's a get out of jail free card right there.
Yeah.
Crying as a man,
Absolutely.
works every single time. So and then
The crying game.
So I call 111, which is when you want to get Batman. No, it's when you go through the emergency. It's like a step down from 999.
Yes.
And they're like, "What's going on?" I was like, "My teeth are fucked," and blah 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 blah. And they're like, "All right, okay, have you taken pain medication?" I was like, "Yeah." And then they're like, "How much have you taken?" And then I told them, and they were like, "Oh, you took an overdose of pain medication."
Hold on.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. And I was like, "I know, I'm trying to kill myself." No, I said, "Oh fuck," and they were like, "Yeah, you need to forget about going to see a dentist.
Yeah.
You need to go to A&E because you've taken an overdose." And I was like, "I feel fine." They're like, "Yeah, it doesn't matter. You took a fucking overdose." So I was like, "Oh fuck," and I've been taking like a large amount every single day for the past 4 weeks. They're like, "You need to go and make sure that your liver's not about to explode, or your balls are not about to fall off, or whatever." So I go to A&E. A&E is
And A&E stands
absolute
for
anal and empathy.
anal empathy.
Yeah. So I go to I go to A&E, and dude, it is fucking chaos.
Yes.
It is like a war. Ross Kemp was in there fucking doing a fucking documentary series, like absolute bananas, right?
Yeah.
Like I'm sitting in there and I've just got like, ooh, my tooth's sore, you know. And
Me
then
toothy.
I have a toothache, you know.
Did you go straight to A&E or did you try the tooth fairy first?
Well, the tooth fairy, good. That's a good point that you made.
Right.
There was a moment where prior to doing that, I was gonna pull out my tooth with I was gonna get Hamish Shepherd, my roommate, to pull out my tooth with pliers.
That's
how close.
Can I ask you this? This might be a stupid
Yeah.
question. Is Hamish Shepherd? He's not the tooth fairy, or is he the tooth fairy?
He's not the tooth, but he is a shepherd.
Right.
Yes. Yeah.
My shepherd
he
is the Lord.
He shepherds in the tooth
Right.
fairy.
My
like
shepherd
this.
is the Lord. He
yeah.
tends all my needs,
Yeah.
including tooth
Tooth
removal.
fairy. She shepherds in the tooth fairy when there's a kid
Right.
who's lost a tooth or whatever. He stands out at the front. He's like he waves like an air traffic controller.
He waves in the tooth fairy.
Yeah, he has those luminous cones or whatever. And
Yeah.
and he like a guy on the runway.
Yeah.
And he like directs the plane. He directs the tooth fairy into the bedrooms. Very noble profession.
Do you think,
So-
and this is just very quick, do you think that there's anyone, because there is a lot of bad people out there, do you think anyone pulled out their teeth on purpose, put under their pillow to lure the Tooth Fairy into their room and have their way with her.
Or put it up their arse.
And be like, oh, you're going to have to...
You're going to have to earn this.
I honestly would hate to think of the Tooth Fairy being fucking abused or taken for granted. But anyway, go ahead.
Yeah.
Sorry.
But anyway, yeah. So I was going around. I almost bought pliers in a DIY store.
Yeah.
And pulled. I swear to God.
To pull the cock off yourself.
Yeah. And anyway, going to A&E. There's 3 characters that I need to just tell their stories quickly. First of all, the A&E for the people who are like, there's like they have something wrong, like there's blood or whatever, or an injury, is right beside the like psychiatric emergency A&E basically thing. So they're coming in and out, and we're all getting mixed together. There's this one girl who's running around, and her arms are like chopped up, like she's cut herself. She's cut her arms, and there's like fresh wounds.
In like a cookery accident.
Well, maybe, yeah.
Was she slicing apples, or was this intentional?
It looked intentional.
Right.
I mean, unless she had a terrible aim and she just was like,
yeah,
I'm getting this.
Because some people never learn their lesson. They just cut themselves again and again and again.
Right, yeah. She mistook her arm for a chopping board.
Yes.
And she, Gordon Ramsay would have gone through her for a shortcut, like.
Yeah.
But the Gordon Ramsay's A&E nightmares.
Yeah.
But so do you think Gordon Ramsay, kitchen nightmares, do you think he ever has actual nightmares when he's asleep about kitchens?
I'd imagine that's where the idea for the show came from.
Right, okay, yeah.
You would have to think.
He's just there.
Where else would
yeah. He's getting raped by like a fucking a
spatula.
fridge or something, a spatula or something, yeah.
A ladle.
Yeah. And I don't believe in ladles, but
do you know?
No. Labels.
I know, okay, I got
anyway,
it.
Yeah. So anyway, there's this girl and her arms are all cut up and she's bleeding and she's like, ah! And they're all chasing after her, and then she falls at my feet.
Yeah.
And she's like looking at me like, oh, help me. And I'm like, bitch, I don't fucking, can you help me? Like, I'll scratch your back, you scratch mine. If you get my tooth out.
Taking her to Barbie.
I should have taken her to Barbie. Yeah, she would have. Yeah.
Anyway,
fucking hell.
Go on.
Yeah. And so, and then the security guards are just standing around like, oh, we don't know what to do. So
Which one?
So they were like,
bring her into an old fucking, put her on a trolley and drug her out and bring her into another room.
Lobotomize her.
Yeah.
So then they're kind of like, oh, we pick her up, and then they pick
I tell
her
you,
up
no what to do with her would be the fucking, if you had her in Kazakhstan, they'd be like, they'd see her arm and be like, we'll have to cut her clit off.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's, and then rub it on it and good luck or whatever, I don't know. But that's her character arc.
Right.
And then she keeps getting brought into the psych ward.
Arc de Triomphe.
And then this is not the Arc de Triomphe, this is Arc de failure of existence. And she keeps escaping from the psych ward, and she's like, ah! And then
screaming.
Yeah. So then there's her, and then there's just this like woman, and she's like in a tracksuit. I think she's like in her 30s or 40s. She looks like Miss Trunchbull, like if Miss Trunchbull was a black lesbian.
Yeah.
And she's like fucking, and she's lying on the floor of the thing, and security guards are trying to get a hold of her, and she's like, get the fuck, and she's like kicking them like this, and she like is booting them, and then one of the security guards goes, you fuck, and he starts stepping on her like this, and
he
then
kicked her.
He kicked her.
Hit her a few boots.
I was like, am I about to see a fucking George Floyd fucking, am I gonna be, giving evidence in court, you know what I mean, in Minneapolis, like he's there fucking,
and Trunchbull was
and she was like,
she send him to the pokey.
Yeah. And then the other security guards would be like, bro, you can't fucking do that, and then they managed to like subdue her, and then they like drag her into like this room, and then they pull a curtain over, and there's like literally like 10 security guards standing around her, and she's trying to attack all of them. And I'm like looking through, there's a little gap in the curtain, and I'm sitting beside it.
Did she just have a chesty cough or what was it?
Yeah, she's a bad athlete's foot.
Yeah.
And it's gone to her head. But she, and then there's this guy comes out of the psychiatric, he escapes from the psychiatric thing as well.
Yeah.
And he's schizophrenic. He's like,
I'm
hearing voices.
Yeah.
I'm hearing voices. And he keeps
Charles Xavier.
And he keeps going up to the room where the woman's being held captive, and he keeps standing there with his hands on his hips like this, saying to the security guards, I'm going to give you 5 seconds. And then he starts counting down from 5
to the security guards.
Yeah.
Did he have a bomb on him?
And then they just
what was he?
He was in sandals, and
that's not a good start.
That's not a good start. He was in sandals, and he was a certain what's the word?
Hugh.
He was a certain Hugh Edwards.
Yeah.
And he was of a certain hue, and he was ticking. And so anyway, And they're like, okay. And every time he did that, they just turned him and they just sent him back, and he just wandered back, and then he'd come back 5 minutes later.
All you have to do is kind of
and
point
do
him
the
in a
same
different
thing.
direction. And
Yeah, he's like one of those, those remote control, the vacuums that just vacuum themselves, and then you just kind of nudge it away.
Yeah, yeah.
And then it would come back. So then he's doing that, and then they bring the woman into this room, and the next
Trunchbull.
thing is they bring Trunchbull into a more secure room, which is then to my right.
Yeah.
This is all happening right in front of me. They bring her into this room. And then she just starts getting naked, right? She starts getting naked.
She's stripping.
I can't see it, but the guards are like, "Oh my god, she's getting naked! Oh
Right.
my god, oh my god!" And then she starts pissing.
Now is
and
she? Now is
shitting.
at this point is she kind of changing tack and saying seduction is my only way out,
Well, I think she took a page out of Bobby Sands' book,
and
The
says
Sands of Time, and she was
Right,
like, "Right,
kind of
I'm gonna start
shit the
a
bed
dirty protest
off the wall."
Yeah. So she and then I can't see any of this because it's in a room and they've covered the windows, and she's like, shitting and pissing everywhere. And then in the midst of all of this, right, I just hear, she got a knife, she's got a knife, right? And they start shouting,
Yeah.
and they all, like all this backup security come running in, and they all come out looking like they've seen a fucking ghost, you know what I mean? But they haven't, they've just seen like a middle-aged
Trunchbull's
tubby
tits.
black woman, yeah.
Yeah.
And
But you said she was a black lady.
yeah, black lady, a black Miss Trunchbull, with a shaved head and a kind of like.
What was
yeah.
where was the Trunchbull comparison? What was Trunchbull-esque?
She was kind
Her
of
demeanor,
the same
the
kind of
cruelty?
body,
Right.
kind of physical, her
Yeah.
shape.
Yeah.
So then they come out of the room and they look like they've seen a ghost, and the fella's fucking holding a blade that looks like something out of Assassin's Creed that you'd
Right.
use to like slay a dragon or something. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Like it has magic abilities or something. Do you know what I mean?
You
Like
wouldn't want to let this other
use it.
young one get
Oh.
hold of this. She'd fucking make snot of herself. She'd make fucking mince meat.
Yeah, she saw that and was like, and they're like, no.
Sweet Jesus.
So they see this knife and it's like got like crystals embedded in it and stuff, and they're like, where the? And then they're like, oh, she's got another knife, and then they come out and then she's got like 3 knives on her basically, right?
Crystal Beth.
Yeah, and Crystal Beth. So then she fucking, and then they calm her down. They fucking stick something in her arse, so they give her a tranquilizer or something.
Well,
They call in the
did they stick a
zookeeper.
tranquilizer
and
in her arse.
they shoot like a fucking thing
Fuck.
out of like a bamboo stick.
Yeah.
And they go, and she fell over. And the tranquilizer, and then there's just whatever, and then about 10 minutes pass and there's nothing because they've like tranquilizer. And then she comes to and she's like, oh, what the fuck's going on? And she's like, I need to go to the toilet or whatever. And then they're like, right, fucking. So they make her put on a gown, like a hospital
A
gown.
shooting gown.
Yeah, and she comes out and the gown is covered in shit because she's covered in shit.
Yeah.
And she's walking past.
But
me.
she shit herself at one stage. She was a
She
dirty
did.
protest.
Yeah, it was dirty protest. She
Yeah.
comes out of the.
But was she looking for to be regarded as a political prisoner, or what was her?
I mean, that was.
She wasn't.
she took on.
She wasn't a member of the
when she
IRA.
started shitting, her
Yeah.
voice became like Northern Irish. Like yeah,
I will not be
I
raped.
will not be raped. I don't know what I was about to say there. I will shit wherever I want, and so
I am part of a political struggle to
Yeah.
unite Ireland.
I am doing a spot at Laverty's next week. But anyway, she fucking. That's just for the comedians.
I'm a big fan of the General Banter podcast.
Yeah. Aaron McCann and Colin Geddes, big fan of the lads. But I went to see him in Ulster Hall. But is that where he did the show? It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But so then they bring her out because she needs to take a shit or she wants to go for a smoke. So they bring her out and but the gown is loose at the back, right?
Yeah.
And then she makes a break. She tries to grab for something, and
Yeah.
then there's like a tussle, and then her gown comes completely off. And this is like right in front of me, like where
Yeah.
the camera is. And then she's just completely naked, tits out, vagina out, fucking insane. And she's like like running around there trying to capture her like. And I'm just sitting there fucking pulling the bar off myself. No,
Yeah.
I'm sitting there just witnessing all this, being like, this is absolutely fucking insane.
You were an observer,
I was an observer of an
Yes.
absolute
and you were taking
chaotic
You were taking
incident.
notes,
I was taking notes. I was mental notes and mental pictures for.
and all the while your teeth are killing you.
Oh yeah. So
You're
then,
fine.
so anyway, yeah.
You fangs disease.
So all that fucking
Yeah.
shit happens, and then they finally get seen. They're like, "Yeah, we did your bloods. Your liver's fine. Whatever. Liverpool, and they're gonna win the league." And then they just send me off. I was like, "Can you do anything about my teeth?" They're like, "Oh, we don't have a dentist here." And I was like, "Oh, what the fuck?" So they're like, oh yeah, go to this
Did you
dentist.
think there was a dentist in
I go
A&E?
some of them do have a dentist.
I don't think they do, lad.
I think your one who with the fucking the girl who cut herself might have been a dentist.
You don't go into A&E with teeth shit, lad.
King's, excuse me. There's King's Guy's Hospital, King's Cross. Apparently they have an emergency dentist.
Yeah.
And they have the tooth fairy department. And so anyway, then they go to this dentist. So then I go to this dentist the next day. And he goes, yeah, you need to pull these 2 teeth out. They're fucked. They're beyond repair. They need to come out. And I'm like, right, let's do this, baby. Take them out. And he was like, yeah, it's going to cost you $2,000. So I was like,
Keep them in,
keep them in, boys. I'll deal with the pain.
Keep them in, Captain.
Yeah. So then I fucking
shove them in
leave,
deeper, boy.
And then I leave. And then I'm like, right, do I pull them out with the pliers? So another dentist. And then she did like for £30, she did a temporary cap on both of them so that it was covering the nerve.
Yeah.
And some nerve in them, you know.
Yeah.
And the fucking and then they last like 3 days. I was pain free. It was amazing. I was eating ice cream and doing all the things I couldn't do, and playing the fucking the what you call the
flute,
the thing that they had at the World Cup in
the vuvuzela.
The vuvuzela. I was banging out on the vuvuzela, and then now they've fallen off, and then my teeth are back to square one. So I'm gonna have to.
Are you in pain right now?
I'm in pain right now. I took painkillers. I overdosed there just before the podcast.
Did you?
Yeah, this might be the last one.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Jesus, whatever happened to old fucking the wild Trunchbull?
I don't know, man. I God bless her. She's probably now.
I heard that she was engaged to one. She's engaged to one of the security guards now.
Oh, is she? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's something that I'd heard because I didn't know about this story.
She's on the cover of Hello
She was on
magazine.
the cover of Hello. Well, it was a kind of a human interest story. I just only after coming into my head now that you say it, but a lady that by happenstance got herself nude in an A&E, a feral woman who was after soiling herself. That one of the guards that whatever apprehended her or kind of calmed her down or shoved a tranquilizer up her hoop, that when she came to after the second time, she
came for the second time.
She not only came to, she awoken, but also in a waking state, her orgasm happened as well. And as that was happening, she saw the guy and he saw her. And then apparently, this was the thing, he came. So like they weren't even touching. So she just wakes up, and then makes eye contact with him, and he was just like in his and he goes, oh, yeah. So and he came,
and it was love at first shite because there was shite.
Well, there was shite everywhere, so it was love at first shite.
Yeah,
and and so then apparently their relationship is completely non-verbal.
Right.
Okay. Because in her when she was like whatever fucking what would you call that? Tranquilized.
Yeah.
So when she was tranquilized, whatever happened to her motor neuron thing, she stopped being able to
communicate via words.
Via words.
And then I heard that they adopted the young girl who cut herself.
Yes. And she was in the story. She was in the story as well.
Yeah.
They adopted her, and unfortunately, she found that blade.
The magic blade.
The magic blade that Trunchbull had on her, and she cut both her legs off.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then they said waste not, want not, and they fed him to their dog.
Right. Okay. They fed him to the fucking lunatic who was threatening to the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 guy. Yeah. The guy with the bomb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So everyone in the story actually ended up being involved.
Yeah.
In the whole article.
It's a happy ending. Then it all comes together.
In a lot of ways. Okay. Well, we've gone. Jesus, I know there. What did I tell you about that story? Keep that story. Did you know how long you took to tell that story?
13 minutes.
24, nearly 24 minutes.
No, it was 40.
No.
We were at 30.
31.
We were at 31, were we?
We were.
It's a good story, though,
wasn't it? It was a good story, yeah.
Yeah.
It was, yeah.
It's under an hour.
It's under an hour. Listen, fuck off. This has been Big Mike and the Chief.
Yeah, we missed you.
We love you. Missed you. We'll chat to you soon.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.